The picturesque town of Centinje in Montenegro had a bloodied start to 2025. On January 1st, a gunman killed 13 people with an illegal firearm, then shot himself. The crime shook Vesna Petrovic. She lost her daughter and 2 grandsons in a mass shooting in 2022. This was another blow in her battle to reduce gun violence in the country.
U Crnoj Gori to tako vlada. Ovdje je dobiti oružje isto kao poći hleb da kupiš u nekom marketu.
The incidents highlight the challenges of eradicating violence in a region where the culture of weapons runs deep. Petrovic has lobbied politicians to bring in stricter gun controls in the small Balkan nation. And after this year's shooting, Montenegro's Prime Minister Mileko Spajic announced just that. But past measures across the region have had limited impact. While gun-related deaths have remained relatively steady, annual gun-related incidents in the Western Balkans rose more than 70% between 2019 and 2024, according to CSAC, a UN and EU-backed regional gun control initiative. Montenegro ranks 3rd globally in gun ownership per capita, data from the Small Arms Survey shows. The country's attitude to weapons stems from centuries of wars with Turks, Venetians, and Austrians.
Pretpostavljam da postoji određena da kažemo tradicija, znači da ne postoji kuća u Crnoj Gori koja nema oružje.
Vukoslav Vukotic is a local historian. In 1910, the king mandated that all male citizens buy a gasser pattern gun to bolster his small army and deter invaders.
Da, tačno je da to ima jako veliku genezu, ima veliku ukorijenjenost u crnogorskoj tradiciji, samim tim, znači pištolj, tačnije revolver, bio je smatran dijelom crnogorske tradicionalne nošnje.
Then, the breakup of Yugoslavia in the 1990s triggered a series of bloody ethnic conflicts that left 6 million surplus firearms in the region. Today, antique guns can be seen across Centinje, like this church fence made of ancient musket barrels. Their cultural significance means arms controls are unpopular. When the Prime Minister announced his stricter gun control measures in January, he gave the owners of illegal weapons 2 months to freely hand them over. 3 weeks later, 1,535 weapons had been surrendered. Experts laud the effort, but it's thought up to 100,000 illegal weapons are still circulating in Montenegro, says a source at the Independent Police Union. The country already has a years-old gun amnesty program, but it has done little to stop access to the illegal market. And psychologist Radoje Serovic is skeptical of more recent attempts to control the problem.
Ta najava nekih drakonskih mjera, po mojem ličnom ubeđenju, može da dovede samo do još većeg skrivanja skrivenog oružja, te znači još većeg potanjanja u ilegalnost velike količine tog oružja.
Some implemented changes may help. In November, Western Balkans countries agreed to harmonize gun laws with the EU and clamp down on illicit weapons. But 3 experts told Reuters that even when governments pass stricter laws, many cash-strapped countries don't have the resources or sometimes the will to enforce the legislation. And in part, they say that's because the weapons trade is run by powerful criminal gangs. As for Petrovic, her campaigning helped introduce Marko and Masin's law after her dead grandsons. It never passed, but last month, a draft of tougher legislation was proposed. Her fight continues.